Okay, guys, good morning to everyone. See, previously we have started this writable classes. Okay, writable wrapper classes in Hadoop. That is the last topic we have discussed before previous class. We have discussed about this writable wrapper classes in Hadoop. The point there we have cleared is for every Hadoop Java data type, for every primitive data type in Java, there is a corresponding writable wrapper class in Hadoop. For Boolean primitive data type in Java, there is a wrapper class available in Hadoop, that is the Boolean writable. For byte data type, primitive data type in Java, we have here byte writable. For short writable. For int, two are available: int writable, variable int writable, float writable. Long also two are available: long writable, variable long writable. Okay, for double writable they are available. These are the things. That is our last concept. Last class we have discussed about this one. For every Java primitive data type, corresponding writable wrapper class is available in Hadoop. In Java, for the primitive data types, we have the wrapper classes. Similarly, in Hadoop also, for the Java primitive data types, wrapper classes are available in Hadoop itself. They are this one: Boolean writable, byte writable, short, int, float, long writable, double writable. If you observe this one, only one data type is missed out of 8 primitive data types of Java. One particular data type, that is char, is missed in this list. Okay, the char is missed. Okay, that means for char directly there is no writable wrapper class available in Hadoop. For the Java primitive data type char, Java has wrapper class for char also, but there is no wrapper class in Hadoop for directly for char. Then how to accept the characters and strings? How the characters and strings are handled in the Hadoop? That's we want to know. That is our today's concept. We have to know about how the characters and strings. A string is nothing but a group of characters. How these are handled in the Hadoop, that we are going to learn in this today's class. Clear? This is briefly the previous thing. Hadoop's writable wrapper classes. Now we have to see about that one. See, when we come to the Hadoop, similar to the Java string class, there is a class in Hadoop called text. Okay, there is a special class in Hadoop called the text. Text class is available in Hadoop. What is the duty of this text class is? Its work is similar to that of a Java string class. Okay, in Java we have a string class which can accept the strings. Similarly, when we come to the Hadoop, okay, the same work will be done by a class called text. Text is a class available in the Hadoop. For char and strings, we don't have special data types. Okay, for char and strings, Hadoop has a special class called text class. So whenever we want to write string class in Hadoop program, we will use the data type text. Okay, text is the class, predefined class available in the Hadoop, which will do the same work as that of the strings in Java. Clear? That is the class text. Today we have discussed briefly about what is this class text, what are the important methods in this class text that we want to know on today. See, text is a writable data type. This text is a writable data type for performing serialization and deserialization of strings. To perform serialization and deserialization of strings in Hadoop, we use a class called text class. Clear? Why? What is the main purpose? Why we are using Hadoop data types instead of Java data types? The main reason why we are using Hadoop data types instead of Java data types is to achieve serialization and deserialization easily. Okay. For various data types, we corresponding wrapper classes are available. For char and string, no corresponding writable wrapper class is available. So there is a class called text class is used, is a writable data type for serialization and deserialization on strings. Whenever we want to perform serialization or deserialization on the strings, we use the class text in Hadoop. Okay, it is similar to java.lang.string. Okay, this class text is treated as a wrapper class for java.lang.string. Okay, whatever the work done by this string class in Java, the same work will be done by this text class in Hadoop. It can be treated as wrapper class for java.lang.string in Java. Okay, one main difference is, again we will get this point in the next topic. Okay, Java strings are immutable, whereas Hadoop text writable is mutable. Hadoop text is mutable. When we come to the Java, strings are immutable. I think you know the what is meant by mutable and what is meant by immutable. Mutable means changeable. We can make modifications. Immutable means we can't make modification. Okay, Java strings are immutable, but when we come to the Hadoop text is a mutable one. That is the main difference. Okay, Hadoop text is a mutable one. Again, we will get this point. We will discuss this one when we are discussing differences between text and string classes. Okay, Java strings are mutable. That means not changeable, whereas Hadoop text writable is mutable. That is the one main point. Next point. Here, one more important point is text is a writable for UTF-8 sequences. That's why previous class in the yesterday class, instead of directly discussing class text, we have discussed the concept of encoding. The reason is this Hadoop text class will use UTF-8 sequences while storing the data. It will use the UTF-8 sequences. For example, if we have a data like this in Java, string s1 is equal to double quotations Murali we are giving. String s1 is equal to double quotations Murali. We are giving that one. So Java program will take that Murali as directly it will take that Murali. Clear. String s1 is equal to Murali whenever we given, it will store that one as Murali. But when we come to the Hadoop, okay, whenever we have written text s1 is equal to Murali, if you write that one text space s1 is equal to Murali, what will happen is instead of directly storing that Murali as MURALI, it will transform that M into UTF-8 format, U into UTF-8 format, R into UTF-8 format, A into UTF-8 format. Every character will be transformed into UTF-8 format. Okay, the text class of Hadoop will store the string data in the form of UTF-8 format. What is this UTF-8? Unicode transformation format. Unicode transformation format. Unicode means universal character encoding. Universal character encoding. That's why briefly yesterday video, I think only 3 members has viewed that video. Only 3 views are there. So I think most of the people have not viewed that video. Okay. Here class text is a writable for UTF-8 sequence. That means 8 bits. 8-bit sequence. I will show you this point also when we come to the example there. I will show you again this point also. Clear. Next, one more last point is the text class uses an int to store the number of bytes in the string encoding. Okay, the text class uses an integer number to store the number of bytes. Okay, how many bytes it is storing in the text class will be in the form of integer number. Okay, nothing but the length of the text class data will be in the integer number. The meaning of this one is the length of the text class data is a integer number. That is the meaning of this one. Okay, a text class object can store a maximum data of 2 GB data at a time. A text class data can store how much data it can store means it can store a maximum of 2 GB data. For example, if I write text T1 is equal to, okay, how much data we can write in the double quotation? Murali is a good boy, Murali is a he, Murali is so and so. Like that, we can write a data whose size is 2 GB. Okay, a text object can store a maximum of 2 GB data. That is the point here. Okay, the length of the text class data is a integer variable and integer value, and it can store a maximum of 2 GB data it can store. I think you got this one clear. That is the thing. Text class uses an int to store the number of bytes in the string encoding. So the maximum value is 2 GB. Maximum it can store a data of size 2 GB data. It can store in a single object. Text T1 is equal to, in the double quotations we can write a long data like, so that the size of the data can be 2 GB. It can store. Why? Because generally our Hadoop is supporting only the big data. Hadoop is only for purpose of big data. So the text class can object can accept big data directly. Is it clear these points? What we have discussed? Text is a writable data type for serialization and deserialization. It is similar to java.lang.string. Next, Java strings are immutable, whereas Hadoop text objects are mutable. Okay, Hadoop text is using the UTF-8 format for storing the data. Next, it may the length of the string will be Hadoop text class will be in the form of integer number, and it can store a maximum value of 2 GB data. Now, what are the constructors available for this text class? Okay, one default constructor is available. Text is a default constructor. Next, we can create a text class. The text class can take the byte array as an input. Okay, it can take a byte array which is in UTF-8 format as an input. Clear, byte array is nothing but an array of bytes. Okay, generally in the UTF format, how it will store the bytes means it will store the bytes in the form of an array. I will show you that one also. UTF will store the data. Okay, the text class can take the input data directly from byte array. From the byte array which is in the UTF format, it can take data. That is a constructor from an byte array. Next, constructor from a string. The Hadoop text class can directly take the Java string. The Hadoop text class can take input in the form of byte array, or it can take directly Java string as an input. For this Hadoop text, we can give the Java string as a directly as an input parameter to this text class. Next, okay, a text class can take another text as an input. Okay, constructs from another text class. Okay, one text class can take another text class as an input parameter. That is these are the constructors available. Default constructor, parameterized constructors. One parameter is byte array as a parameter, Java string as a parameter, another text class as a parameter. Okay, another text class can be sent as a parameter to this text class. This is briefly the constructors that are available on this text class. Four types of constructors are available. Next, we have to briefly see some important methods of the text class. What are the important methods that are available on this text class? The first one method is available in the text class of Hadoop is caret method. Okay, what is this caret method? The syntax is public int caret of int position. When we give the position, it will give the character at that position. General meaning of this caret is character at the position. But here one small difference is when we go to the Java strings, directly it will give the character at that position. For example, our string is string s1 is equal to Murali. If the input, if the position is one, what is the character at the position one? U is the in the Murali. U is the position character at the position one. So caret of one and we will get U in case of Java string. But when we come to the Hadoop text T1 is equal to Murali we have given. Okay, what is the character at the position one? U is actually there, but directly don't display the character. It will give that character in UTF format. Okay, the UTF form in UTF format only it will display the value. That means it returns Unicode value for that character. For the character at that position, it will give its Unicode value instead of directly the character. If the character is not found, it will return -1. If there is no character at that position, it will return -1. In case of Java string, directly it will return the character, but in case of Hadoop caret, what a Hadoop text, the char function will give the Unicode value for the character at that position. We will see this one again. This one also. That is the first method, caret. Next, find method. To find a string. Okay. The find method is used. It is similar to the working of find is similar to the Java string also. Find method will work same as in Java string find also. Okay, it will try to find the given string is available in the data or not. Okay, whenever a particular character or string is given, whether it is available in the data or not, to search for the data, it will give. Okay, whenever the string is, it will start scanning from the given position int start. Okay, here what we will give is string what comma int start. String what is the data we want to search, that is one parameter. From where we want to start scanning, position from where we want to start scanning, that is the int start. Two parameters will be taken and it will start scanning from the position where we want to say. If we give the in the place of start, if we give 0 from the starting position, it will start scanning to find the string. If we give the string start as 10, from the 10th position it will start scanning the input data. Okay, to find this one, the first occurrence of the search will be displayed. Here also it will display the data in UTF-8 format only. Okay, for example, I want to find in the Murali, I want to find whether RA is substring, RA is present or not. RA is present or not, I want to verify. Actually, in the Murali, RA is present. So it will take string RA. If again, I have given the position as 0. So from the position 0, it will start scanning whether RA is available or not. Whenever RA is available, it will return the byte position. Okay, otherwise it will return -1 if RA is not found. That is the second method, find method, caret method and find method. Next, one more method is append method. What is the use of this append method? Append method is for adding strings at the end. Adding things at the end is called appending. File appending means adding data to the at the end of the file. Okay, string append means adding data at the end of the string. Text append means here adding data at the end of the given text. Clear? See, the parameters are byte array for this append operation, byte array, start position, comma length. That means in the byte array, which data we want to append. Okay, the start position will be given. From the start position, how much data we have to consider. Okay, it will take, and using that data, it will append that data to the called string. For example, the situation will be like this. This is the text T1 is available. Already I have the T1. T1 situation is like this. I have created another text T2. Welcome. Okay. Now, for example, T1 is calling T1 dot append of T2. T2 లో ఉన్న డేటా మనం T1 కి అపెండ్ చేయాలి. T2 కామా బయట అరే T2 ఇస్తున్నాము. మరి T2 లో వెల్కమ్ అనే ఉందండి. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 మొత్తం 0 to 6 దాకా ఉన్నాయి. వెల్కమ్ అనే డేటా ఉంది. ఎక్కడి నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి కాపీయింగ్? వెల్కమ్ మొత్తం కాపీ చేయాలి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను 2 దగ్గర నుంచి ఇచ్చాను అనుకోండి. స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ ఇస్ 2, లెంత్ ఇస్ 2. సో నేను ఇలా ఇచ్చాను T1 డాట్ అపెండ్ ఆఫ్ T2 కామా 2 కామా 2. అంటే T2 లో సెకండ్ పొజిషన్ నుంచి 2 క్యారెక్టర్స్ కాపీ చేయాలి. 0 1 2. సెకండ్ పొజిషన్ ఎవరు? ఎల్ తర్వాత ఎవరున్నారు? సి. 2 క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఎల్సి. సో ఇట్ విల్ యాడ్ ఎల్ కామా సి టు దిస్ వన్. T1 will become this one. సో స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్, లెంత్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ మనం 3 ఇచ్చాం అనుకోండి. ఫ్రమ్ ద పొజిషన్ 2 కాస్ 3 క్యారెక్టర్స్ LCO will be added to this one. Clear? That is the thing. Okay, byte array, we will take a byte array. In the byte array, how many characters, which characters we want to append? Okay, starting position of that one and length, how much length we have to copy. Okay, that is the append operation. Append method. Next, equals method to verify two text objects are same or not. Okay, we have given T1, T2. We have the two text objects are there. T1 object is there, T2 object is there. whether T1, T2 are exactly same or not. To verify that one, we have this one. If they are equal, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. To compare two text objects, we use this equal. Okay, T1 dot equals of T2. Okay, if T1 is equal to T2, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Okay, equals is used to research whether the two text objects are same or not. Exactly same or not. Similarly, toString. Sometimes in the Hadoop program, we want to convert the Hadoop text class object into Java string class object. Sometimes in the program, we need to convert the Hadoop text class object into Java string class object. Hadoop text to Java string. Then we use this toString method. Clear? For example, again we will take the same previous example. We have text T1 is equal to hi, how are you? This is the Hadoop text object. I want to convert this Hadoop text object to Java string object. String S1 is equal to T1 dot toString. That means this T1 dot toString, I am converting this T1 into string object S1. Hadoop text object is converted back to the Java string object. Sometimes in the program we need to convert the text to the string. How to convert the text to the string means to string method. We use this method to string to convert the text to string. Next, write method. Already we know about this one. In the writable interface we have declared. What is the use of this write method? To implement serialization. Okay. To implement serialization, we use this write method. On the Hadoop text object, whenever we want to perform serialization, it will call T1 dot write. Okay, to perform the serialization on the Hadoop text data, we use this write method. We call this write method T1 dot write to perform the serialization. Similarly, read fields method is also there. What is the use of this read fields method? To perform the deserialization of the Hadoop text class data, we use the read fields method T1 dot read fields. It will perform deserialization. Write method will perform serialization. Read fields will perform the deserialization. Already we know this write method and the read fields methods are available in the writable interface. Okay, these two are used here also to perform serialization and deserialization. Serialization and deserialization of the Hadoop text class object data. Clear? To convert this data T1 into the to serialize this T1 we call T1 dot write. T1 dot write. If T1 is already serialized data, to deserialize that one we call T1 dot read fields of. Okay, we will call T1 dot read fields. Where if it is already serialized, to deserialize that one. If it is not serialized, to serialize that one we call T1 dot write. That is the read fields and write methods. These are the some important methods. Okay, many methods are there in the text class. Some important methods which we want in our future classes. Caret method to find the character at the given position. Find method to find whether a character is present in that one or not. Append to add new data at the end of the text. Equals to verify two texts are exactly same or not. Next, toString to convert the text back to the Java string. Next, write and read fields to perform serialization on the data. Now, one more important point, last concept about this only. What are the differences between text class of Hadoop and string class of Java? We want to know briefly what are the major differences between this text class of Hadoop and string class of Java. If text class is mostly similar to that of the Java string, if it is doing the same work as Java string, what are the some important differences between these two? We want to know. One main difference is already we got this point. Text is immutable, not immutable, whereas string is immutable. Java string is immutable. Hadoop text is not immutable. Not immutable means it is a mutable. Hadoop text is a mutable. Java string is an immutable. See, for example, I created text t is equal to new text of Hadoop. Text t is equal to new text of Hadoop. At the time of creation of the text object t, I have given the data as Hadoop. What is the data we have given for this object? Hadoop is the data we have given to this object t. After some time, I am changing the data t dot set big data. This Hadoop is replaced with big data. Now, if you print t, what is the data it will print? It will print the big data. That means text data. Hadoop text is a mutable one. That means we can change the data in the Hadoop text object. Whereas Java string is immutable. You can't change the data in the Java string. That is the first difference. Hadoop text is not immutable. That means it is a mutable one. Java string is a immutable one, not changeable. Hadoop text is changeable. Second difference. The Hadoop text stores the string in a byte buffer with unique UTF-8 Unicode encoding. How internally the Hadoop text will store the data means it will store the data in the form of UTF-8 encoding format. Okay, the Hadoop text will store the strings in the format of UTF-8 Unicode encoding. Internally, it will store the data directly. Don't store the data as it is. It will convert the data into the Unicode UTF-8 format, and it will store that Unicode UTF-8 Unicode format only. It will store. For example, see text is equal new text of Hadoop. This is the data we have given. What is the data we have given? Hadoop. Okay. First, what it will do is instead of directly taking the Hadoop, it will convert UTF code of H. H will be converted into UTF-8. A will be converted into UTF-8. D will be converted into UTF-8. O will be, P will be. Every character will be converted into the UTF-8 format. Then it will store those UTF-8 format code only. See, for the string Hadoop, it will store the values 104, 97, 100, 111, 111, This is the Unicode format, UTF-8 format. This is the UTF-8 format. So the Hadoop text class will store the data in the form of UTF-8 Unicode encoding format, not directly. Directly, T will not store the Hadoop as it is. It will store that. It will convert that data into the Unicode format, and then only it will store the data. That is the second point. This already previously we have known. Caret, the method caret in case of Java string returns character at the specified position. Okay, caret in the index. Whenever we given the index 0, it will give the character at that index. Okay. In case of Java string, the method caret method will return the character at the specified index. When the same method in case of Hadoop, when we use the caret method in case of text, Hadoop text, it will return a Unicode point. Okay, Unicode value. The same caret method in case of Java string, it will return the character at the given position. When we go to the Hadoop text, it will return the Unicode value. For example, if you take the previous example, here the text is Hadoop. What is the character at the position 0? At the position 0, we have the H is there. When I give the index as 0, Java string will return the output as H. Hadoop in caret method will return the value 104. What is the value 104? What is the difference? The caret method of Java will return the character, whereas the caret method of Hadoop text will return the Unicode value of the character. If I give index as 2, Java string index method will return D, whereas Hadoop will return this value 100. Clear? That is the difference. Okay, caret method in case of Java string returns the character. The same caret method in case of Hadoop text will return the Unicode value. Next, okay, when we come to the Hadoop text, it does not have the rich API application programming interface. Okay, due to the lack of rich API for manipulating strings in text, In many cases, we need to convert the Hadoop text to string. Okay, that is one more difference. Okay, Hadoop text does not have the rich API. That means it does not have the application programming interface as that of Java string. When we compare with Java string, Hadoop text class does not have the rich API. That's why in many times in the program, we need to convert the text into Java string, Hadoop text into Java string. By using the toString method, we need to convert the Hadoop text into the Java strings. Why? Because when we compare with Java strings, Hadoop text does not have the suitable application programming interface, rich API. Does not have the API when we compare with the Java strings. Next, one more last difference is the iterating over the text characters is tedious. That means difficult when we compare it to string. Iteration means moving between the characters. Okay, iterating means nothing but the moving between the characters. Okay, iterating between over the text characters is difficult when we compare with the Java string. That means here we have the data is Hadoop, HADOOP. Moving from H to A to D, D to O to O to P, or moving from P to O to O to D, D to A to P. Moving between the characters in the text class is difficult when we compare with iteration between the characters in case of Java string. When we compare with iteration in Java string, the iteration in Hadoop class is somewhat difficult. Why? Because one main reason is the data in the Hadoop text class object is very large. The data in the Hadoop text class object is very large. Already we know it can accommodate nearly 2 GB data it can store in a single object. So moving between the iterating over the data is difficult when we compare with the Java string. This is briefly about the today's concept of Hadoop text class. What is this Hadoop text class? These are the differences, and this is the totally about this Hadoop text class. Is it okay, guys? This one. What is this class text in case of Hadoop?